There are hundreds of UFO sightings. While the UFO sightings from the 50s and 60s were mind-blowing and seemed out of this world, the latest and most recent sightings are no slouch either. In this video, we take a look. The ISS sightings. There have been many UFO sightings captured from the live feed of the International Space Station over the years. The most recent sightings were caught in February 2020. Footage shows what appears to be a bus-sized object enter into the frame. What's more, it seems to be heading towards the space station itself. It would even remain in view for around 20 minutes. As with many sightings of this nature, there is a difference of opinion as to whether the strange object was an alien ship or a top-secret space vehicle of the American military or space program. Whether it is of consequence or not, there has been no word given by NASA or the space station as to what the object might have been. Australian UFOs. A New South Wales resident captured footage of two UFOs in the sky overhead. Some UFO researchers would later claim this footage was the clearest daylight footage ever recorded. In the captured footage, it appears that the two UFOs are different from each other. One appears to be a disc shape while the other is seemingly distinctly triangular. Now, many people claim to see such UFOs actually changing shape in midair. With this in mind, might it be that as opposed to being two UFOs of a different type, they were simply captured each in a different form? The witness would report that they watched the UFOs for around 5 minutes before they finally disappeared into the distance. Spangdaheim Air Base, Germany sighting. This is a particularly interesting UFO sighting considering this one was spotted over a U.S. base in Germany's Spangdaheim Air Base on the evening of 7th July 2020. The disc-shaped object was captured flying extremely close to a small airplane, making many who viewed video ask if the pilot themselves had also witnessed the strange craft. This would appear even more likely when we see that the disc-like object circled the plane. Now, it's unclear whether these sightings were just a top-secret military vehicle, especially considering the sightings were spotted near a military base. Texas Sightings 2014. On August 11, 2014, hundreds of people in Houston saw a circle of lights in the evening sky. Pictures spread like wildfire over social media accounts. When video footage of the encounter was made available on the internet, however, it became apparent that the lights were moving independently and were not a static circle. Witnesses to the event have some theories about it. Not surprisingly, many believe that the lights were indeed extraterrestrial in origin. However, others think they saw a government drone or even the reflection of lights from a nearby football stadium. Arise School Zimbabwe sightings. This is perhaps the scariest and most absurd UFO sighting on the list. In 1994, a class of 62 children at the Ariel Elementary School in Zimbabwe were playing outside during recess. The teacher was distracted indoors. The kids all heard a high-pitched whistling noise followed by a flash of light. A silver UFO landed in the schoolyard and several aliens came out of the craft. The children felt paralyzed. All they could do was stare at the aliens' big black eyes. Images began flashing in the children's minds as the aliens spoke with them telepathically. One girl explained that the aliens told her that humans were not taking care of the planet properly and the world was going to end. Her mind was filled with images of trees dying and the oxygen on Earth running out. When the aliens left, the children could move again. They all started screaming and running back to the schoolhouse to tell their teacher what had happened. Dr. John Mack, a psychiatrist from Harvard University, visited the Ariel school to interview the children and teachers. The interviews were all recorded on video. Dr. Mack asked each of the children to draw what the aliens and the craft looked like. All of their stories and drawings matched. Dr. Mack said that from his years of psychiatric experience, he knows when people are lying or delusional. He completely believed their story. Even as adults, all of the kids maintain that what they saw was real and that the aliens were trying to send a warning to mankind. The second Punic War sightings. Next, we travel back in time during ancient history. This is by far the most convincing UFO sighting ever from that time in history. There were many sightings of strange aerial phenomenon during the Second Punic War between 218 and 201 BC. In 218 BC, there were reports of ships which gleamed in the sky coming out of the clouds. 2 years later, in 216 BC, came a similar sighting of gleaming round shields traveling through the air. Each of the descriptions given of these two sightings can easily be imagined as the common UFOs described in the modern era. Many such sightings took place during times of war, which is a point carried over into modern conflicts. Many researchers believe the chaos created in conflict acts as a conduit for increased UFO activity. These sightings are also quite often seen by multiple witnesses. These were some mind-blowing UFO sightings. What are your thoughts on these mind-boggling sightings? Let us know down below. Thanks for watching.